Welcome dear students in the second lecture of rational and irrational numbers. I hope you have learned the previous module thoroughly. Let us learn more about rational and irrational numbers in this module. Let us recall what we have studied in previous module. We have studied that there are different types of numbers like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and rational numbers. Rational numbers are the numbers of the form m by n, where m and n are integers but n is not 0. We have also seen that there are infinite rational numbers between any two rational numbers. Then we have learned how to show rational numbers on number line. After that, we have studied comparison of rational numbers. We also know that for any pair of numbers on number line, the numbers to the left is smaller than the other. Also, if the numerator and the denominator of a rational number is multiplied by any non-zero number, then the value of rational number does not change. It remains the same. Then we have studied three rules to compare two rational numbers. If a upon b and c upon d are rational numbers such that b and d are positive, then rule 1, if a multiplied by d is less than b multiplied by c, then a upon b is less than c upon d. Second rule, if a multiplied by d is equal to b multiplied by c, then a upon b is equal to c upon d. And third rule, if a multiplied by d is greater than b multiplied by c, then a upon b is greater than c upon d. Children, we have learned about the comparison between two rational numbers. In previous module, we have solved this example. Just revise it once again so that I will tell you the another method to solve this sum very easily. Multiply numerator and denominator of 12 by 15 by 5, we got 60 by 75. Multiply numerator and denominator of 3 by 5 by 15, we get 45 by 75. So here now denominators are equal, so we will compare the numerators. 60 is greater than 45, therefore 60 upon 75 is greater than 45 by 75. So we conclude that 12 upon 15 is greater than 3 by 5. This sum we can solve by another method also. You can see here the denominators are 15 and 5. You can easily make 5 as 15 by multiplying by 3 to the denominator. So we will multiply numerator and denominator of 3 by 5 by 3, we get 9 by 15. So now we got 12 by 15 is already there and we got 9 by 15. Both the denominators are same. So we will compare the numerators only. So 12 is greater than 9. Therefore 12 by 15 is greater than 9 by 15. And we can conclude 12 by 15 is greater than 3 by 5. You can use any of the method to solve your sums. Let us discuss the learning objectives of today's topic. We will be learning decimal representation of rational numbers. Then we will study irrational numbers and how to represent irrational number on number line. Now we will learn decimal representation of rational numbers. If we use decimal fractions while dividing the numerator of a rational number by its denominator, we get the decimal representation of a rational number. For example, 7 by 4 is equal to 1.75. Here on the screen you can see the division. In this case, after dividing 7 by 4, the remainder is 0. Hence, the process of division ends. Such a decimal form of rational number is called a terminating decimal form. We know that every rational number can be written in a non-terminating recurring decimal form. For example, 7 by 6. When we divide 7 by 6, we get 1.1666 dot dot dot. This dot shows that the 6 it will come again and again and it's non-terminating. Therefore, it can be written as 1.16 and dot on the 6. That dot represents that the 6 is non-terminating and recurring decimal form. Second example, 22 by 7, which is equal to 3.142857. 142857. Again it will come 142857. So this can be written as, since 142857 is recurring and it will be non-terminating number, so it can be written as 3.142857 and bar on it. So this bar, instead of dot, here we have written the bar, because when single number repeats again, we can show it with the dot. This number is bigger, which we cannot give many dots on it. So instead of that, we are giving the bar on it. Similarly, a terminating decimal form can be written as non-terminating recurring decimal form. For example, 7 by 4. When we divide 7 by 4, we get 1.75, which is equal to 1.75000, which is equal to 1.750 dot on the 0. Second example, 8 by 5. When we divide 8 by 5, we get 1.6, which is equal to, how we can write this 1.6 into non-terminating recurring decimal form? By putting 0 on it. So it can be also written as 1.60 and dot on the 0. Let us solve practice set 1.3. Question number 1. Write the following numbers in decimal form. First question, 9 by 37. Solution, when we divide 9 by 37, we get 0.243243243 is equal to 0.243 and give bar on 243. This bar shows that 243 is recurring again and again. Second question, 18 by 42. When we divide 18 by 42, we will get 0.428571. Again 428571. That means here 428571 is recurring again. So therefore it can be written as 0.428571 and bar on it. Third example, 9 by 14. When we divide 9 by 14, we will get 0.648571. Again 64288571. That means here 648571 is recurring again. Therefore it can be written as 0.648571 and bar on it. Question number 4, minus 103 by 5. When we divide 103 by 5, we will get 20.6. Therefore, minus 103 by 5 is equal to minus 20.6, which is equal to minus 20.6000, which is equal to minus 20.6. Fifth question, minus 11 by 13. When we divide minus 11 by 13, we will get minus 0.846153, again 846153. So here 846153 is repeating again. So it's equal to 0.846153 and bar on it. Irrational numbers. In addition to the rational numbers, there are many more numbers on a number line. They are not rational numbers. That is, they are irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are the numbers which cannot be represented as ratio, where decimals do not terminate. They do not show repeating pattern. For example, root 2 is an irrational number as it cannot be simplified. 5 by 0 is undefined number because we cannot divide any number by 0. Children, let us learn more about irrational numbers. This is an extra information for you. Let us study some examples here. First example, 4 is equal to 4 by 1, which is equal to 2 square. 4 is a perfect square because root 4 is equal to 2. Here, exponent is an even number. So, 4 can be made by squaring a rational number. Let's see the next example. 3 is equal to 3 by 1 is equal to 3 raised to 1. But the 3 has an exponent of 1, so 3 could not have been made by squaring a rational number either. Or you can say there is no whole number multiplied by itself that equals 3. Therefore, root 3 is an irrational number. The square root of any prime number is irrational. If a square root is not a perfect square, then it is considered as an irrational number. Not all roots are irrational. For example, root 9 is equal to 3, which is rational. Root 49 is equal to 7, which is again rational number. Let us study some solved examples here. Question number 1, write true or false. First question, an irrational number is a real number. Answer is true. As we have studied in previous module that a real number consists of natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational and irrational numbers. Second question, root 3 is a rational number. We have studied in previous slide that root 3 is an irrational number. And the reason is the value of root 3 is 1.73205080 and so on, which is non-terminating and non-repeating. So answer is false. Second question, classify the following into rational and irrational number. Here we have few numbers, we have to classify them. Root 11, as we have studied in previous slide, square root of any prime number is an irrational number. So root 11 comes under irrational numbers. 6.7, this decimal form is terminated here. So it will come under rational numbers. Third, 6.717 bar and so on. You can see here this decimal form is non-terminating and recurring. So it will come under rational numbers. Root 100. 100 is the perfect square because root 100 is equal to 10. So it will come under rational numbers. And root 5. Square root of any prime number is an irrational number. And even value of root 5 will be non-terminating and non-repeating. Let's learn how to show the number root 2 on a number line. First, plot a number line. Now we will show units on the number line. Here I have taken 1 unit is equal to 4 centimeter for our convenience. The point A on the number line shows the number 1. Draw line L perpendicular to the number line through point A by using protractor. Take point P on line L such that OA is equal to AP is equal to 1 unit. Draw segment OP. The triangle OAP formed is a right angle triangle. Now let's analyze the figure. By Pythagoras theorem, OP square is equal to OA square plus AP square. Let us substitute the values of OA and AP. We will get 1 square plus 1 square, which is equal to 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Therefore, we get OP square is equal to 2. Taking square roots on both the sides, we will get OP is equal to root 2. Now, draw an arc with center O and radius OP. Name the point as Q, where the arc intersects the number line. Obviously, distance OQ is root 2. That is, the number shown by the point Q is root 2. If we mark point R on the number line to the left of O at the same distance as OQ, then it will indicate the number minus root 2. Practice set 1.4. Question number 1. The number root 2 is shown on the number line. Steps are given to show root 3 on the number line using root 2. Fill in the boxes properly and complete the activity. Children, here on the screen you can see the diagram where root 2 and root 3 are shown on the number line. We have to observe the diagram and complete the activity. The first point, the point Q on the number line shows the number. You can see here in the diagram Q shows or represent root 2. So this underlined part is root 2. A line perpendicular to the number line is drawn through the point Q. Point R is at unit distance from Q on the line. Right angle triangle ORQ is obtained by drawing segment OR. Length of OQ is equal to root 2 and length of QR is equal to 1. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, we know the Pythagoras theorem that square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. So here length of OR whole square, here hypotenuse is OR. So length of OR whole square is equal to length of OQ the whole square plus length of QR the whole square. By substituting the values in the boxes, OQ is root 2. Therefore, OQ square is root 2 whole square plus QR is 1. So, QR square is 1 whole square. Then next box, square of the root 2 is 2. and square of 1 is 1. 2 plus 1 become 3. Therefore, length of OR is equal to root 3. Draw an arc with center O and radius OR. Mark the point of intersection of the line and the arc as C. The point C shows the number root 3. Children, let's have a quick recap of what we have studied today. We have studied about decimal representation of rational numbers. If we use decimal fractions while dividing the numerator of a rational number by its denominator, we get the decimal representation of rational number. Decimal form of a rational number is called a terminating decimal form. We know that every rational number can be written in a non-terminating, a recurring decimal form. Similarly, a terminating decimal form can be written as a non-terminating recurring decimal form. After that, we have studied the irrational numbers. In addition to rational numbers, there are many more numbers on a number line. They are called irrational numbers. After that, we have studied how to represent irrational number on a number line. So children, practice thoroughly the representation of root 2, root 3, root 5 and root 7 on a number line. We will meet again. Till then, take care of yourself and enjoy learning maths. Thank you.